My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our sweet Lord Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Sai Ram to all. In the 70s, the Prashanti Nilayam Mandir did not look like what it is today. It was a long rectangular building, and in the center there was a little extended portion which had on the first floor a beautiful statue of Bhagavan Krishna. Many times Swami would come out on this first floor balcony and give discourses in those days. The routine in Prashanthi Nilayam was very different in those days. After Nangar Sankirtan, people would come and sit on the sands, and then around 6:30, when the sun is rising, Swami would come out of his bedroom on the first floor, just a few feet into the veranda, and he would stand there for a few minutes and give this beautiful Prabhata Darshanam. People would be so happy to see Swami in the early morning, and then Swami would slowly move back into his bedroom without showing his back. Only after this the people would go for their morning ablutions and then come and sit again for the morning darshan. This building at that time also had only a single room for the interview, and people called inside the interview room would all be seated in that single room, and there was a circular staircase going up to Swami's bedroom on the first floor. It was covered with a maroon velvet curtain, and Swami would call the families to stand on the steps going up, and Swami would stand near the curtain and speak in whispers so that the people in the room would not hear the private conversation. On the other side of the mandir, on the ground floor, was some storerooms and other rooms, and on the first floor was Swami's dining room. People in those days were allowed to take some food up and give it to the lady volunteers there, who would place it on Swami's dining table, and Swami would bless it and send it back as prasadam. This was also the routine in those days. And in the morning, when Swami came out around 7 o'clock, Swami would call the first batch for interview after giving darshan to all the people seated there. This continued for some time, and then around 8:30, after the first interview, Swami would go and have his coffee and breakfast, and then sometime later he would come out again and call another batch in for interview. The bhajans in those days used to be between 11 and 12, and so most of the people who came got interviews and only went back home after Swami spoke to them. One time my parents had come from Kerala again, and they had come with a few other family members also. And one day in the morning, Swami called us for interview. It was around 7 o'clock in the morning, and we were just our family, and there was a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Chopra from the UK. So like we were 10 people in the interview room. So as soon as Swami closed the door and he made us sit down, so we sat around in a circle because it was just a few of us. And Swami very graciously came and sat down in the center with his legs tucked under him, and then he started to speak. First of all, he said, "This is a spiritual interview. No personal questions, problems in this interview." And then Swami started to speak about Krishna's time, many stories from the Mahabharata. He also spoke about devotion, and he also very beautifully spoke about Mirabai and her love for Krishna. And in between, Swami would sing many Meera bhajans also. This was a very wonderful interview. Whenever my parents used to come from Kerala, they used to bring the Kerala papadam and the Kerala bananas, or I think it is called plantains. And my mom would specially fry cashew nuts in ghee and salt it and bring it in a tin for Swami. So Swami turned to her and asked, "Have you not brought my cashew nuts?" So mom took out this tin from her bag and gave it to Swami. He opened it, took a look at it, and made a face, and then he said, I will take it upstairs. This interview went on for some time. We were not aware of the time. Suddenly we heard the Omkaram and the bhajan started, and Swami said, oh, bhajan has already started. So he got up and gave us all Pad Namaskar and Vibhuti, and he sent us out of the interview room. In those days, the mandir renovation work was also going around. This is what you see today after all the renovation work. The whole mandir building became an oval shape. The extension was taken inside, and that is a veranda where the boys and the VIPs sit now. And there was an extra interview room added to the room that was already there. So while this work was going on, Swami would during bhajan times walk around the whole mandir. And after the interview, I went and sat in the back of the ladies' side, where the wall is there and the water used to be kept there. I was leaning on the wall and sitting there with a friend of mine close by, and bhajans were going on. So I had my eyes closed and I was reliving this interview, just over a few moments ago, and I was seeing Swami's smiling face and what he was talking to us and all that. I did not know that Swami had come out. And suddenly I heard Swami's voice say, meditation karta hai Ganga sannyasi, meaning she's doing meditation, and he said, fake monk. This was very prophetic because I did get married. I never became a monk. And the other thing that he said is, meditation karta hai. So Swami said this, and he moved away. When my mother was a Raja yoga practitioner, and she used to meditate for a very long time, every day, regularly. And I would often ask my Mom, where do you see when you meditate? Do you see it in your heart? Do you see it in your third eye, or you see it in your closed eyes? And she could not give me an answer. And during those days, on the mandir grounds, you would see many people, especially foreigners, sitting in meditation, ramrod stiff, without moving. And I used to think, how is it to meditate? And I never got a proper answer. And then a few weeks later, when Swami called us for another interview, that day he spoke about meditation, and he said, meditation is nothing but communion with God. You can do it any time of the day or night. You don't have to be in a specific place to communicate with God. You can have your most beautiful meditation driving your car, taking a bath, just enjoying nature, sitting out. So he started to explain about this meditation. And then he said, meditation, when you start doing it gradually, you will start hearing Swami's voice. He will answer your questions. He will explain many things to you. But the only thing that you need to remember is the answers from Swami in your meditation are always selfless. It is only for you, and whatever answer he gives you, if you find there is a tinge of selfishness in it, then it has come from yourself, not from Bhagavan. Bhagavan is totally, totally unconditional in his love. So he explained this to me, and then he said, do meditation every day. In the years to come, you will find out that Swami is not available like now, and you will have to go inside. You have to find the inner Swami, and he will guide you, protect you, be there with you throughout your life. Swami will never leave you. This was one very beautiful guidance from Swami. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. May Swami bless you all. Sai Ram.